thrilled to be here at Stanford University, my alma mater, and I have a question since we're one of the finest educational institutions in the world. Who's heard of Yes-vember? No, that's right, it's November. It is Yes-vember, because we're all going to vote no on Proposition 4 and no on Proposition 8 on November 4. The students at Cal could get that. Something else the students at Cal have agreed to do, and it's happening all across this state, is from now on true-false, yes-no exams, they're just voting no. They're just saying no to everything. Just to remind themselves, no on 4 and no on 8. So it's a great pleasure to be here at a rally, because that's how I got involved in the marriage equality movement almost 5 years ago. It was February 12, 2004, and I heard there would be a rally on the steps of San Francisco City Hall for annual Freedom to Marry Day. Well, I got to the steps of San Francisco City Hall at about 11:30, and they said, no need for a rally. San Francisco is actually becoming the first city in the country to issue marriage license to same-sex couples. So I called my then partner of 17 years, Stuart, at his office, and he says I made what was probably the most urgent marriage proposal ever. I said, get here now! So we walked right into City Hall, past the security, and I'll never forget the moment, standing there in City Hall, and we heard the words, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of California, I pronounce you spouses for life. And it was truly the first time in my life as a gay person that I felt like my government was treating me as an equal human being in this country. And it was a transformative moment, and it's changed everything for us, because at that moment we realized there's no going back. We have the taste of equality. There's no more second-class citizenship for us or for anybody. So as you might know, the California Supreme Court said at that point, you know, the city can't just do this on your own. So you have to go through the judicial system. And so after those marriage licenses were taken away, Stuart and I joined the lawsuit to have the freedom to marry established as a constitutional right in California. And it took 4 years, but it was well worth the wait, because at 10 a.m. on May 15th, we were standing on the steps of the California Supreme Court that morning, and the cry went up, and justice had been done. The California Supreme Court declared that every human being in this state, regardless of your race, your religion, your gender, or your sexual orientation, has the freedom to marry the person that you choose, the person that you love. And this is a fundamental right of all of us. It was a truly historic moment. And it was truly a historic Stanford moment. Because do you know who wrote that opinion? It was Chief Justice Ronald George of the Supreme Court, who was educated right over there at Stanford Law School. And do you know who joined him? Who made up half the votes that made this a reality? It was Justice Carlos Moreno, also educated at Stanford Law School, right over there. So we teach law right at Stanford. And the opinion also did something transformative too. It said that every gay and lesbian person in every aspect of their life has the full constitutional dignity and right under the law. And marriage is just one example. And that's another profound aspect of the decision. So we were standing there on the steps of the Supreme Court building, 10 o'clock, 10:04, the cell phone rings. It's Stuart's mom. And she says, when is the wedding? So it was an amazing experience. 1 month later, we were all joined by all our parents, who are all in their 80s, our friends, family, brothers and sisters, cousins, and it was a truly wonderful moment of joy and happiness. And it was a particular moment of joy, too, for our family, because Stuart's mom and his dad are an interracial couple. His mother is a Chinese-American citizen, and his dad is a European citizen of America. And over 60 years ago, they, too, relied on a decision from our California Supreme Court that became the first court in this country to strike down the ban on interracial couples marrying. And without that decision, our family would not exist today. And they said the prophetic words, the freedom to marry is just the freedom to marry the person of your choice. So on June 17th, we got this. It is our official legal marriage certificate. And we ain't going to give it up. But as you know, there are forces at work funded by millions of dollars from Mormon church interests from outside this state and focus on the family and very conservative Catholic interests trying to literally rip this certificate out of our hands. They want to take it away from us through Proposition 8. And we're going to say no. We're going to say no. You can't do this. And I want to hear everybody say no. No on 8.
No on 8.
No on 4.
No on 4.
I want to tell you another thing, that we just need a little perspective in history. Just think if there had been a Proposition 8 50 years ago, and Stuart's mom and dad had been put up for a popular vote, whether they would be able to keep their marriage license. The public polls showed that over 96% of the public opposed marriages between interracial couples. Their marriage, our family, would have been wiped off the books if there had been such an invidious proposition on the ballot then. Thank God there wasn't. And we're going to have to do everything we can now, as Johnny and Fagan said, to make sure that Proposition 8 and Proposition 4 go down. So I want to say one last thing, and that is that we relied on Stanford to make this decision a reality, and we're going to rely on Stanford again to make Proposition 8, to make sure we vote no on Proposition 8. Students and young people, you hold the key to our victory. You truly hold the key to our victory. You are our strongest group who support no on 8 and no on 4. And we are relying on you, and I am so thrilled to hear that the largest phone bank in this state is going to be taking place this weekend here at Stanford. And that folks are going to be at the football games, they're going to be all over this campus. Please get all the stickers, the bumper stickers, the buttons, everything you want that I brought here, and all the great stuff from Get Up, Vote Down, 4 on 8. And on November 4th, let's all going to join together for our final